What's going on, everybody? Matthew here. Today we're going to talk about how to make it easier to pack all of our stuff for those hang and hunt situations. When we're trying to get far back in the woods and we have to carry all this equipment so we can hang our stand and have our bow and have a good evening or morning hunt, we're going to try to make that as easy as possible on us. So let's go and let's talk about it. First of all, the reason why hang and hunts are so important is because most of us are limited on time. We have jobs in the day, we got a lot of things we have to do, and so there might be an area that you want to check out or you want to go. Well, you'll spend one evening going and hanging your stand and doing all that stuff, and then you don't get to hunt that evening and you leave. And then you have to wait till the next available day before you can go hunting. Well, with hang and hunt, if you can carry all this stuff and make it easy on yourself, you can do all that in one time. You can go out there, you can get in your tree in 30 minutes and get ready, and then you can go ahead and hunt that evening. And that's why it's so important. Another reason why it's important is because the less amount of times you go in an area, the better it is. The less deer you spook and the less your scent is in there. And so that helps a lot, especially if season's already going. A perfect example of that is when I was hunting that deer in Kentucky, I had awful wind the first 2 days that I was going. The spot that I wanted to go, I could not go over there because the wind wasn't right. And so in the middle of that third afternoon that I was there, the wind was going to change. And when it changed, I was able to get all of my stuff out of the tree that I'd been hunting the last 2 days. And I was able to sneak around and I was able to have everything that I needed to slowly get in that area where I needed to kill that deer. I hung all my stuff in about 20 minutes and snuck in there as quietly as could, hung my tree stand and got in that stand and stayed in there that evening, and that evening that buck came through and I killed that buck on a hang and hunt. And if I wouldn't have been able to carry all that stuff and get all of my camera equipment and my stands and all that in there, I would have had to go in and out of that area 2 or 3 times, and that is never good when you're hunting, because the more that you show the deer, the more you go in there, the more you spread your scent, the more the deer find out something's in there that they don't like. You just spook more deer and you're not going to kill as many deer. And so that's why hang and hunts, I feel, are very important. As you know, if you're going to have to walk a long ways and get deep into public land or core land or whatever it may be, and you want to hunt that evening but you haven't got a place set up yet, you have to carry a lot of stuff with you, and there's a lot of stuff that you're going to have to bring. I'll show you exactly if I'm going in for a hang and hunt. Let's say I go to a piece of public land. I know kind of the area I want to hunt, but I don't know exactly the tree. I don't know the area, and I just want to kind of go in there and observe what's going on in that area. But I do want to hunt that evening. I want to hang a stand, and I want to hunt that evening. Here is all the stuff that I have to take. Everybody has different stuff that they like to take with them and what's important to them and what's not important to them. But stuff that we all have to have if we're going on a hang and hunt, of course, is a weapon of choice. We're either going to have a gun or a bow with us when we're going out there, or an addle or a spear or a slingshot. Whatever it is, I don't know what you hunt with. So you're going to have a weapon of choice, and then of course you're going to have a stand, and whatever way you get up in that stand, either screw in steps or climbing sticks or whatever it may be to get up in that stand, those are things that you have to have with you and that you're going to bring with you. And then of course you're going to have the other normal things that you need for hunts, such as most people are going to have a range finder. You're probably going to take some calls with you. You might have some kind of scent control patrol with you. You're gonna have to have a flashlight with you. You're probably gonna wanna take a knife with you in case you kill something. And so those are about the normal things that you're gonna have to haul all that stuff in with you. And also, I self-film my hunts, so I have to take a camera with me. I gotta take a tree arm with me so that I put my camera on, some kind of a tripod. I take a GoPro with me. And so there is a lot of stuff that you have to carry with you out in the woods. And the reason why it's important on how to pack that and how to get it out there is to make it easier on yourself so you can go farther and you're not stopping short of the place that you want to go. Because if you have all this weight and you don't have it packed right and you don't have it, you're not going to want to walk 2 miles back on public land to get to a good spot where nobody else is if you don't have your stuff packed well to get it to the place that you need to go. Now let me tell you some things that I think are very important to make the pack in easier. And first of all, I think it's very important that you have a good backpack. Now, I used to have about 3 or 4 years ago, I just had a cheap little $40 pack that I used to carry. Now, if you're not carrying very much stuff in or it's not a hang and hunt, then it doesn't matter as much. But if you've got to pack a lot of things in or a lot of things out, it is very important that you have a good pack. I had that old pack and literally, I mean, after walking for 20 minutes, my back killed me. It didn't distribute the weight. It was just it put all the weight right on my shoulders and it just killed me. But a few years ago at a yard sale, my brother, he found this Badlands pack, which is about it's about a $250 pack, and he found it at a yard sale for $30. And so he had it in his room and he wasn't hardly using it, and so I bought it off him. Now this is a Badlands H2, and this is an older pack. I mean, they don't even make these anymore, but any of the Badlands packs are nice packs. But one thing I really like about it is it has this holder in the front that goes down. You can put, I mean, anything in it, but you can put a tripod in it. You can even stick a gun down in it with the barrel pointing up. There's a lot of things that you can put on it, and of course it has these straps in the back as well where you can put something else packed right here, and all you got to do is just strap that in. And then, of course, it has the side packs on each side, and then the big just main cavity of the pack. And then on the front where it wraps around you, you have these little packs that you can put, you know, your knife in, flashlight. You can put your release in it if you have a release and you don't want to put it around your arms. The main thing, though, that's important about these packs is that you want it to distribute the weight where it don't hurt your back or hurt your shoulders when you're carrying it around. And that pack is awesome. I can load that thing full of stuff and take off hiking, and I don't get near as tired as I do with a cheap pack. And that just showed me how very important it is to have a very nice and a very good pack if you're going to hang and hunt and you've got to walk a very long way. Second of all, not only is having a very good pack, I think, very important, but I think also the distribution of weight is very important. Now, you're gonna have 2 or 3, depending on all the stuff that you take out, you're gonna have 2 or 3 very, heavier things. First of all, the heaviest normally is gonna be your deer stand. My heaviest things are my deer stand, my camera arm, and then whatever weapon I take with me normally is the heaviest things. Well, you want to distribute those things. You don't want all 3 of those things on your back. Now, you can have those on your back, but after you walk for a ways, you're going to be getting very tired because you have so much weight on your back. And so what you want to do is you want to put one thing in your pack, and then you can carry one thing in each arm. Now, I think the smartest thing to do is have your weapon in your hand. In case you see your target animal while you're walking out in the woods, you have your bow or you have your gun in your hand. And then you can either put your stand on the back of your pack, like on that one I have that strap. I can strap that stand right to the back of my pack, and then I can carry my camera arm with my camera on it. Or I can put my camera arm in my pack and then carry my stand. So that way you have, and then if you want to rest, you can always just set your bow or set your gun down and set your stand down or set your camera arm down, and then you can take a break for a second. It's not near as bad. And the way I normally do it, if I'm going to go on a hang and hunt and I'm going to walk way out somewhere, I'll have my weapon in my hand, and then I normally like my stand. Instead of putting my stand on my back, I like my stand in my hand because normally it's the heaviest. And so I can always, if I get tired of walking, if I walk for 45 minutes straight up a hill, I can set my stand down on the ground, set my bow down, and I can take a break for a second, and it don't kill you. And then you can put your camera arm and everything else in a camera arm and all the rest of your stuff in your pack. So it's very important that you distribute the weight so that you don't have everything on your back, or you're gonna get tired trying to get your stuff to the deer stand. So let me show you how I pack everything and get ready to go out in the woods for a hang and hunt. All right, we're gonna start with the rangefinder and release. Now these, I don't put in my pack, I put these in my pocket, and of course I put this around my arm in case while I'm packing in, I can take a shot if I happen to see a deer while I'm going in. So these, I'll set to the side, these are going in my pocket when I'm going in. Then we have the stuff that don't use very often at all. Here's just an old rattle bag that I use still. I still haven't lost it, and so I still use this one. And this one I just drop in the bottom of the pack. I don't hardly ever use this. Grunt Call, this is used more, but it's not only used mainly pre-rut and during the rut, and so I don't use this very often. So I drop it in the bottom, but I still like to have it with me in case. So I drop this in the bottom of my pack, and those are the first small things I put in there. Then the next thing, you always need to take a saw with you, because you never know when the tree is going to have a lot of limbs on it. You need to get stuff out of the way. This is just an old cheap saw that I found, and it really needs a cover. It's a lot better if you get a saw that's foldable. It fits in the pack a lot more nicely. I couldn't find mine, so I'm just going to use this. I just put this in the pack as well. Next thing you want to make sure that you have with you is a knife in case you kill something. You normally don't use this. I used to have to use this about every other time I go because I kill so many deer. But besides that, I drop this in the bottom of the pack. Next, what you want to have with you, and I don't have one here with me, is a light. You want to make sure that you put a light in your pack because you'll need one in case you're hunting in the evening. It starts getting dark, you'll want to put a light, and that's something that's small that you can drop back. Most of the time for hunters, the best thing to have is if you can have some type of a headlamp. That's what you want to put in there. So that's just the normal stuff. Now, if you want to take some kind of scent protection with you, you can, but a lot of people, to make it easier on yourself, you just spray off before you go on the hunt, and then once you spray off, then you just leave it at your truck, and you don't have to pack this in. The next thing that I pack in is these tree steps, these climbing, just screw-in steps. These are what I use because they're so much lighter. Now, if you can't use these and you have to use climbing sticks, first of all, these screw-in steps, I just put them in the side pouch right here. I put them all in there. Normally, I only need 7 or 8 to get the height that I need. Now, if I have climbing steps instead, what I do is I wait till I pack everything else, and then I strap them to this side right here. I'll put 4 of them together. I will ratchet strap them together, and then I will tie them in right here on the corner of the pack, right here. That's what I do with those. But first of all, what I do is I put these screw-in steps right here, right in. Okay? Once I get done with that, the next thing that I'm going to pack is this tree base. And this is for my camera arm. And this is actually one of the heaviest things that I have to pack. And it's so awkward, it's hard to pack it. But the way I pack it, and the way I found it's the easiest, is to just drop it in the pack like this with the 2 points and the pivots pointing up. So I put it in just like that. And I have plenty of room, and it actually fits pretty good in there. And that's what I carry in that. Okay, after I got the tree arm base in the pack, I still have plenty of room. So if I want, I can put my GoPro in there, and I just have the chest mount part of the GoPro. I don't ever have an actual strap, but what I do is I just wrap this around the tree when I'm up there, and this gives me a different angle. And I can stick this in here. Since it has a protective case, I can stick this in here, but if I don't want this in here with my pack and I think it'll get messed up, I can just grab the GoPro out and I can put it in my pocket. So I have this. But look, I still have room to put stuff. So if you want snacks, if you want food, you can put an extra light in here. Any little extra thing, if it's smaller stuff, I still have plenty of room in this pack that I can put more things and get more things in here. The next thing that I pack is the actual camera arm that goes in the base. It's kind of awkward too, but I like to go ahead and fasten my camera to that, and that helps take care of that. Now, if people are scared about their camera and everything falling, then you'll have to put it in a bag or in a box and put it on the inside of the pack. But I just found that it's a lot easier to do it this way, and this is the way I like to do it. And what I like to do is this part that's made for tripod, gun, anything like that, this fits in there perfect, just like that. And so I slide it just like that, and I can strap this in right here if I need to, but I put it in just like that, and then I have my camera and I have the camera arm all fit in the back of there, and I can still tie something here if I have to. All right, now all I have, I have everything packed in this pack that I need to go. The only thing that I have left is the weapon that I'm going to use and the actual stand itself. Now, I could still get the stand on here, but like I said before, I don't want that much weight on my pack. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put this on my back like this. And this isn't bad at all. This isn't very much weight at all. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my pack, strap these in like this. Then all I have to do is grab my stand in one hand, which I have my stand right here. This is just a small aluminum stand. It's really light and really easy to carry. And I got the straps and everything hooked to it. I got this tied on, and then the next thing that I need is a weapon. And right now I just have the crossbow in here, so I'm going to use it as an example. So I have the crossbow in hand, and I got the stand in hand, and I'm ready to head to the woods. And so I'll just start walking to the tree stand just like this. Well guys, that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these kind of videos, make sure you hit the like button. I'm gonna be doing more tutorials about all different kind of things that have to do with hunting that'll hopefully help each and every one of you that like to hunt, like to bow hunt, like to gun hunt, and like to scout and kill big deer. If you have not seen this video, click right over here. If you haven't seen this video down here, click right over here. And if you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one.